This video is going to show you just how easy it is to increase the functionality of Paint.net by adding plugins. Now after you've downloaded and installed Paint.net, head on over to the Paint.net forum, which you can get to right here from the Get Paint.net page. Just click on that link. Scroll on down just a little bit until you come to Plugins Publishing Only. Just click on that. And you can check out the plugin index. It lists a ton of plugins, probably several hundred, but this is the guy here that we're going to be checking into. Go and click on Plugin Packs. And while there are several hundred, possibly even close to 1,000 different plugins, the ones that I'm going to be checking out and have already downloaded are the Drop Shadow and Other Effects, DP Wise Pack, and this one from psdplugin.codeplex.com. And this one allows Paint.net to not only open and edit PSD files or Photoshop PSD files, but also save as Photoshop PSD files. Something that without this plugin, Paint.net is not able to do. It works in layers, but not Photoshop source files like the PSD file. Now, once you do insert this URL into your browser bar, it's going to start the downloading process. So you don't have to click on anything at all. What will happen is after a few seconds of you entering this into your browser bar, your Windows Explorer is going to pop open, and you simply from that point navigate to the location on your computer where you want to download this plugin. I suggest just downloading all these plugins to your desktop somewhere, and then once you get them installed properly, just delete them. So these are the plugins that I suggest you check out. By all means, check out any and all of them, but these will definitely get your feet wet in the plugin arena for Paint.net. So now then, we've got the plugins downloaded, we've got them saved to our computer, and before we install them, we want to make sure that our Paint.net program is closed. Now, I've got them here in this plugins directory, and what I suggest you do is once you unzip them, before you actually open them up, run them through your virus scanner. For example, I right-click and then click on Scan for Viruses. I use Kaspersky, but you should definitely have some type of antivirus program on your computer, and it should allow you to scan individual files. But that's just my 2 cents worth on keeping your computer clean. Once you get them downloaded, unpacked, and scanned, open them up, and depending upon the actual plugin itself, it may be going into one of 2 different directories in your Paint.net folder. Let me show you where that's at. Navigate to your Windows directory, or the C drive in my case. Open up the program files, not the x86, but the program files. Then look for Paint.net. Open that up. And here you're going to have the effects folder or the file types folder. Now most of them that I've messed with go in the effects folder. But as you'll soon see, some of these plugins have what's called like a README file that gives you further instructions inside of that zip file. Let's go ahead and check those out. So here we have the DPY plugins. And in this case, pretty simple. You just copy all these DLL files. And I'm just selecting them all, right click, and then copy. And then if it doesn't say anything at all, go ahead and assume that it's going to go into the effects file. And don't sweat it if it's incorrectly placed. You'll get a notice whenever you try to open up Paint.net saying, this particular plugin was incorrectly installed. Now before we install those, I'm going to go ahead and open up Paint.net and just show you that under Effects, this is where most of them are going to go. For example, under Blur, I think by default there's 7 options in here. Under Stylize, we've got 4. And I think under Distort, we've got like 8. And under Adjustment, we've got a few options in here. And some of those plugins will add to the adjustments, some will add to the effects, and some will add to some of these subcategories under Effects. And if we go to File and go to Open, and then navigate to a location of a PSD or a Photoshop PSD file, which by the way, there's one right in here. As you can see right here, there is no option for PSD file, and we've got it set for all images. And there is a PSD file right here under Desktop Working, and it's not even picking it up. That's going to change here in just a second. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out our program. Let's come on back to our plugin, and let's copy these into my clipboard. Right click and copy. Come on back here into the effects directory of Paint.net and just paste those in there. And that was a simple one. The PSD plugin, we'll open that up. This one, we've got a README file. I'm going to open with WordPad. And right here under description, installation, here it is. Copy the Photoshop.dll into the files type directory. So this one here tells us effects directory is not the one we want. So let's copy the DLL file, place that in the file types directory. And then the last one I want to show you is this one here. And I'm going to copy the DLL file. You can see that's the DLL file. And put that into the effects directory. And by the way, this is an incorrect installation. I'm doing this to show you what will happen whenever you do something incorrectly, so as to not worry about it. Now let's go ahead and open up Paint.net. And this is what happens. Computer's not going to smoke or blow up or anything, so don't worry about it if you do it incorrectly. Basically, this is just saying that you need to use that installer.exe file that came with that download. Go and click on OK. Close this out. I'll tell you what, while we're here, let's go ahead and check out the effects. You see, we've got a couple of added items here from the other plugin that we had installed. Distort, we've got a couple of extra options here. And under adjustments, nothing in here just yet. That's going to happen once we get this other plugin installed properly. But if we come up here to File, go to Open, see, that's our PSD file that was invisible to us a second ago. And not only can we open it up now, but we can also adjust the various layers, and under File, Save As, we are now given the option of saving it as a PSD file. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out Paint and properly install this guy here. I'm going to just go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to right click on this, run as administrator, and this, both my monitors went dark, and I've got a pop-up box that says, are you sure you want to install this .exe file? Yes. You've got these options to choose from. I'm just going to go ahead and install them all. Start Paint.net. No error message. Now under adjustments, we've got all these options that weren't there before. Under effects, I think we've got one additional option in here. I forget now which one it was. But that's it. That's how easy it is to add the additional functionality of these plugins. And these are just a few of the bazillion different plugins that are out there. So have fun and enjoy Paint.net. This is going to bring us to the end of this video on finding and installing and using plugins for Paint.net. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.